Hey you guys, welcome back to Michael Clarida Arts. It is, of course, another day, another warm-up. So this morning we're going to be continuing on our quest to create images indicative of cartoon characters. So today we're going to be drawing Pluto. Pluto is the companion dog of Mickey Mouse. So let's get started. And of course, here we are at the drawing desk today. So this is yesterday's fair. Phineas and Ferb and Perry the Platypus. If you're interested in seeing those videos, please just go back in the video history and you should be able to see those. And then before that, we had Mickey Mouse. And today, we're going to be doing Pluto. So Pluto, for those of you who don't know and are not very knowledgeable about Pluto, is one of the Fab Five. Fab Five is a slang term used by Disney product developers and developers in general to describe the five characters that kind of are the foundation of the Disney. How do I put it? They were kind of the original, right? The original characters that Disney based a lot of their cartoons on. And Pluto was one of them. So you have Pluto, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy. They all came in at different times. But Pluto is definitely one of my faves, because he's a dog. Now, you say, well, wait a minute. What is Goofy? Goofy is also a dog. And you're like, wait a minute. Goofy talks. Well, let's just be real. I'm not sure that Disney really thought about stuff like that, but what do I know? At the end of the day, I'm just here to draw some pictures. I'm not going to talk about semantics and why the Walt Disney Company did things they did. I don't think it really matters in my opinion. They had tons of success. And these particular characters really are part of our human culture. Let's do that eye up, comes down. The other eye comes up. And it comes down. Sort of an oval shape. I think that, let's go ahead and do this, and this. So, I talked before about a roadmap. Roadmap with regards to drawing, and these things help me create drawings. Now with roadmaps, you have to have kind of a waypoint, an anchor point, something you come away from. And that's kind of where I place certain elements that help me determine where stuff goes. So one of those elements obviously is the head. I typically will draw the head in first because it gauges proportion with the rest of the figure, and those things are helpful. Yeah. Yesterday I was drawing Mickey Mouse. I got to the end, I'm like, alright, I'm done, woohoo! And then I forgot the tail. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, can't do that. Alright. Pluto is a little more difficult, in my opinion, to draw. And this is coming from experience because I did have the opportunity to draw Pluto when I was working for the mouse. I did some action figures that were just a hoot to create. And I had to draw Pluto in different positions. He's got 1, 2, and then that third one right there. But yeah, his nose, the nose is an oval, but it's kind of top heavy. And then it's got this little crease right here. I don't make it too big. And you get this. What I like to do is, especially in a 3/4 view like this, is I'll draw down from this outside cheek, the mouth. It does have this little thing right here. I need a little highlight right there. It is not as cold up here in the mountains today, which is lovely. So I walked into my office and I did not freeze to death, because typically it's cold in here and I have to turn on the heater quite a long time. Okay, this goes down, so I did put that in the wrong place. Yikes! Let's go ahead and do this. Fixed! Because this comes down right here, kind of goes in, and then it comes back, and you have that second hump right there. And then you have this round portion that comes in the back. I had said this before, there are specific people at Disney that have the ability to draw these characters so much better than I. So if you want the actual way to draw these characters, I'm sure if you looked on Unsta's internets, you can find that. Now, I did do these for Disney, so I have a working knowledge, but I was not trained. I did get schooled by the Disney artists that do these guys every single day, and I did get some little pointers here and there. A lot of the mistakes that I made had to do with proportion. And that is something that you will have to deal with as well. Yeah, definitely proportion. There we go. Go ahead and draw this down. Here's his inner part of his jaw. And that comes down. There's an overlapping form. This comes around like so. Go into the tongue here. And we'll shade that in. So now that I have the anchor point of Goofy, now I can kind of coast. I'm just kidding, I can't coast at all. There is no coasting when it comes to the Goof. I'm sorry, not the Goof, but the Pluto. He is hard, in my opinion. And get this around. The views on the videos have not increased at all. I'm hoping that will change quickly. I think Phineas and Ferb had the lowest out of all the videos so far. Which, again, I had stated before, I don't do this for the monies or the views, but there has to be some type of reciprocation to justify the time spent on these, especially right now. They say that December is typically the best for YouTubers because they change the algorithm a little bit. And I'm like, well, I didn't see that. I don't consider myself to be, how do I put it? I do take YouTube seriously. I would never, because obviously I'm going to spend time on it, but worrying about stuff that I don't have any control over is really something that I don't like doing. I don't have any control over the algorithm. I can do the best that I can, and at the end of the day, that's all I can do. You put the keywords in, and YouTube ultimately has the final say of who is a success and how they can make money. That's really where it lies. Is it all comes down to that money variable. But hopefully somebody was getting some enjoyment out of this. I hope. Now his feet are pretty big. I'm realizing that. Again, putting things in perspective. These guys are designed to be animatable. That means they are simplified in such a way that you should be able to create them not without too much difficulty, because they are simple shapes. At the end of the day, right? This comes around. This is his elbow right here. And this comes down. I watched a tutorial yesterday on marble, because I'm a tutorial guy. I like watching tutorials. And I just love watching other people draw. It gives me hope that I'll get better. And you may say, well, I think you're pretty decent. I would say thank you for your consideration. But I would also say that I am a work in progress. Okay, so this comes, and you got this other, it comes around. And I don't mind drawing through a form, so this is obviously the leg. His leg comes up, that comes up here, and then it kind of twists around. Draw that center. We have this one as well. And here we go. I'll tell you, he was kind of difficult drawing turnarounds for. Don't like that. Doesn't look like a tangency, but it is. Need to have that tongue come down a little bit further. Collar. And typically Pluto okay. What I like about Pluto too is his loyalty. He loves Mickey Mouse. And he's just an all-around fun character. Fun. Alright, here we go. Alright, so now I'm going to reaffirm this area right here. And now that goes like that. Gotta draw this inside leg on his right. Actually, here, go ahead and do this. There we go, just an indication. Good. Okay. I don't think this is long enough. These paws are not long enough. Okay. Go ahead and shade this in. Put the highlight right there. Overlapping form to make sure that's the top. So we started out with a circle. We did our proverbial line of action. And we have the building of those forms. And you'll see that I did really rough first. Go ahead and draw that tail. Very, just like a single tail right there. Have that line here. Good weight. Let's go ahead and shade in that because it's pushed back. It's going to have that other kind of that hip bone comes in here. Let's go ahead and now going to give a little bit of indication that he's in the grass. Such fun characters Disney has made. Again, animatable, not complex, but complex enough being a quadruped, 4, so you have to draw 4 legs, and then you have to think how they move and where the weight is, and all this weight's pushing down. It's not just about drawing the character, it's the attitude. There's a lot of things going on when you do stuff like this. And I am conscious of that, continually conscious of it. Wait. Okay. 1, 2, 3. We'll go here, here, here. Okay. And this is the first swing. Yeah, this is pretty much where I wanted to land with Pluto. Or this particular version. Now, I don't know if you guys like multiple of the same or if you like multiple in one video, meaning more than one character in a video. I know personally, depending on the character, I'd want more to learn a little bit more about him than just one and done. So I think I'm going to do multiple of Pluto because I like him a lot. And we're just going to have some fun with him. So I'm just putting in a few more of the little details here and there. Yeah, okay. Let's go on to the next pose of Pluto. Okay, moving on to the next version of Pluto. For those of you who are interested, this is the, I believe it's Strathmore toned tan paper. You could probably get this off Amazon or a place like Michael's. Hobby Lobby is on my list of companies that kind of let me down. Basically, I used to get a lot of stuff from Hobby Lobby because Hobby Lobby is one of the few places I can go and buy art supplies, but they no longer carry vendor-based sketchbooks, which means they don't, all they carry is Master Touch. And I'm like, maybe that is a vendor. I really don't know. I thought Master Touch was their own brand. And honestly, Master Touch isn't horrible, but it's not this. I like Strathmore a lot. I've always liked this particular sketchbook. And they kind of let me down, man. Some of you guys are like, I hate Hobby Lobby. Oh, that's fine. That's your preference. I don't hate Hobby Lobby, but they definitely let me down. And I did like Hobby Lobby because for a while they had that coupon that you could get up to 50% off. And of course, that was through their mail program. They get your email and you get a 50% up to a 50, or is it 40% off? I don't remember. Either way, I was able to get a deal on a sketchbook. But they got wind of that. They're like, no, we're not doing that anymore. I'm like, really? But company got to make a coin. They're going to make some monies. Because I would go there and I'd basically I'd use the coupon. Yeah, and I'd buy one thing, 50% off, woo! So, not anymore. Now, they've got it to where it's in your email or something. I don't remember. They figured out a way to prevent you from getting said coupon on the fly. Because I'd walk in and I'd be like, oh, look, I got a coupon. Hey. Because it was online. Okay. So let's go to the head. Let's make sure that we get this correct. Okay. Again, when you draw something over and over again, you work in efficiencies. It has been a hot minute since I've drawn Pluto. So as you see, I'm having some struggle with him overall. And you get to watch. Yeah, I'm not frustrated. I try not to get frustrated anymore with my drawing. Because I know I am a work in progress, and you should do the same. If you are currently drawing in any capacity, whether it be for fun, whether it be professional, just know that professionals have off days too. And that's okay. Just don't have too many of them. Especially if somebody's paying you to do something. Which, I make my living as an artist, so I'm always trying to find that combination of things that helps me be better. And it is not easy. That's why I watch tutorials. There's a really fun, it's not a tutorial, but it is a series on Disney Plus where Disney animators show you how to draw characters, and it kind of gives you insight too as to who they are. And I was like, wow, what an epic idea! Showed designers of Elsa, which he was amazing. And then you have these people that have been in the industry for years and years and still work and give you insight as to their process and how they created some of these characters. What's really cool is if you look, and this is my recommendation to you, if you're really interested in getting into this animation, traditional animation, which they don't do a lot of at Disney anymore, hopefully that'll change, I recommend you go and you look up the movies, like look up Mulan, okay? If you look up Mulan, you'll see, like an IMDb, you'll see some of the people that helped create Mulan. Animators, story artists, people, and you can look up their names and then find them on Instagram. this over here. Find them on Instagram, and typically they'll be drawing or something, or they'll show what they've done or something along those lines. And you can actually see the people and you can communicate with them. And most of the time they're very generous with their commentary. Like you can say, hey, I really like your, you can say, hey, I really like your stuff. I see you're an animator on blah, blah, blah. And you can ask them a question. Obviously be generous and nice. They're human beings too. Let's go ahead and do his chin. But I was always... I had an assignment when I was in college, and actually I got to be on the other side of that because I had, as part of the mentor program, I'm part of the mentor program at the Ringling College of Art and Design, and every year, first semester, illustration students, I get them contacting me, and they interview me, and that's really cool. Hey, what's it like to be an artist? What's it like to be an illustrator? What are some of the cool projects you work on? And I had the same assignment when I was at Ringling. Back in the day. And I contacted Peter DeSev. For those of you who don't know who Peter DeSev is, he's a wonderful illustrator, artist, character designer. Make sure that I get it around the neck here, so I'm going to go like this. And at the time they didn't have a database, so I had to look up Peter DeSev's number in New York. And I had the opportunity to talk with him. I was like, are you kidding me? I'm talking to Peter DeSev? Because you idolize these people, but they're people. They're just like you and me. They're humans. And I was like, I asked him a bunch of questions. And of course he does illustration and character design. He did a lot of stuff for Illuminations, like Despicable Me, Bugs Life, stuff like that. So he's done a lot of character designs, but he's done stuff for the New Yorker. I'm pretty sure he does film now. That's his primary. I'm not really sure. I don't know the guy personally. But the fact that I was able to contact him just goes to show you that artists in general are pretty generous with their time because they've been where you are. Like, struggling. I struggled. Oh my gosh. I can't even... And I consider myself to be average with regards to this whole art thing. I mean, I'm the thing that makes me different, I think, is my propensity to want to keep learning and staying humble. That's a really big thing too. Not getting full of yourself. And I consciously make that decision continually because nobody wants a turd that's full of themselves on their team. You want somebody that has the ability to be corrected, that has the ability to say, oh, I'm wrong. Yeah, I did that wrong. That's not good. I'm going to try to improve for next time. And that's really where my strength lies. I'm an encourager, for one. And two, I'm always trying to learn something new and or improve what I do. Because there's always room for improvement. Let's go ahead. His claws are not out. Just a little bit of foreground. He's in the grass again because he's a dog. Dogs like playing. My dog, who is a whippet, that's the kind of dog he is. He's a whippet, which means he whips it. He whips it good. Okay. I jest. If you're not a kid of the 80s, then look it up. But, like I was saying, my strength lies in trying to encourage others and hopefully those who have worked with me or been taught by me will say the same thing. Okay. This is the second drawing. Let's go ahead and get rid of these claws. Of one of my favorite Disney characters, Pluto. Let's go ahead and shade this in the back. Let's go ahead and do a shadow. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and... When you start looking at the character, you start seeing how they designed him and how you can basically start understanding some of the decisions the animators made. When you break him down into a circle and this being his body form, and that kind of weenie, it's got a kind of weenie right there, like a hot dog, or a bean, then you realize he's not so difficult after all. MC 26. Alright, let's do one more. And we're off to the final drawing of the morning. Sorry about not being able to show you this part. I look back at the footage really quick because I always like to make sure the camera actually recorded. Sometimes it does not, and it didn't show that foot, so I just want to make sure you saw that. So now we're going to do a... No! Oh, wait a minute. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages left. Oh my gosh. Ah! That's alright, son. We can handle it. We'll take care of business. We'll get you another sketch pad. I do have my other one, but I want to keep that solely for animals. Solely for animals. Because you guys know how I love the animals, right? Yeah. Just going to draw that right there. We're going to draw him running. Of course, running being one of the more difficult poses, but figured why not make my life that much more difficult? Why not, right? Oh, that's right. Like I said, Pluto is not quote-unquote that hard, but whenever you start getting into the complexities and the nuances, then you realize, wait a minute, he is a little hard. I mean, you have to basically, what I'm doing is I've talked about this before, doing that road map, finding your way, getting an anchor point. But for Pluto, I typically like to get the attitude worked out a little bit better before I start hashing the details. Yeah. Like I said, if you really want to watch somebody that has the ability to create these characters like they know them like the back of their hands. Definitely find some of those individuals on Instagram, because some people, this is all they do. This is it. Disney characters. And they are really good at them. Of course, I would expect nothing less from the best. Okay, so now we're going to put in our anchor. If you ever want a really good laugh, watch some of my early videos and how much I struggled. Actually, my first videos, if you go way back all the way to 2014, because I've been doing this for 12 years. I've been doing YouTube for 12 years, people. Some people are like, dude, you've only got like 22,000 subscribers and you've been doing this for 12 years? What are you, a loser? Well, somebody could argue, yeah. I never gave up. I have had limited success. I will indicate that, yeah, I've had limited success. Most of it lies with the reviews. My channel kind of got bigger when I started doing product reviews, which, by the way, I've got a new product in the studio and we're going to be reviewing it. It is from one of my favorite companies, XP Pen. Yeah, XP Pen. XP Pen contacted me. Actually, I've got 2 product reviews. The other one I haven't received yet, but this one I'll be unboxing here directly soon. I believe it's for their newest, latest, and greatest 15.6 inch tablet. And they've got a big boy coming out. I can't tell you what it is. Can't tell you just yet. I haven't got clearance on it. We'll just say it's huge. I'm very excited. I've wanted to do something with XP Pen for a while. I think I did something right before the end of the year. And then I did something and I finished the video, everything uploaded, and I think, whoops, did I just hit you? Sorry about that. And I uploaded it and they reviewed it and everything and they liked it. And then they said, well, just hold on that video. And I'm like, okay. Because there's a gentleman's agreement, per se. Basically, I do the review, I allow them to review the video, and as long as all the information is correct, good or bad, XP Pen still wants you to post the video. Like, I could have a terrible review, ripping them a new one, and they want that to be up because they want you to see that not every experience is roses and flowers. Flower. See, that's a 1, 2, 3. Yes, flowers. But this is what I think. I think in terms of availability, certain products don't become available because factories close during CNY, which is Chinese New Year. And I think the product that they had me review was not going to be ready, so they had to postpone the review video. So that's pretty much what I believe happened. They didn't tell me explicitly, but I've been doing this long enough, son, that I understand that there's things that are out of my control, and I cannot understand the complexities therein. So I was like, yeah, we'll hold off on that one. And then they're like, would you like to do X, Y, and Z? I'm like, yeah. And then they're like, and then we've got this one. And I'm like, what? I have done reviews for a myriad of different companies and a myriad of different products, from Microsoft to Dell to Lenovo to Huion, And that's where my channel kind of got bigger. Is the fact, this needs to go back, and there's a curve right here, yep. And the fact that I was able to do any reviews at all at the capacity, not the capacity, at the stage of my channel was a miracle, because I didn't have that many subscribers, but companies like XB Pen, as well as, oh, this is messed up. Well, no, hold on, do this. Let's get this in a little bit tighter. XB Pen, Huion, Yugi. A lot of those companies had faith in my ability to review, because they had seen I had done so many reviews. And that's kind of where my channel grew. I had some people that had gotten mad. Woo! One guy was like, "You're a sellout. This used to be a drawing channel. Used to be a drawing channel." So yeah, basically, he was right. I was a sellout. And I even explained I had to offset the cost of doing the videos, because there is a cost associated with these things. It is a time variable. Time. It takes time to shoot, edit, draw, all of those things. Yeah. So I basically started drawing again, and I really enjoyed it. Hopefully you've enjoyed it as well. Now I'm going to go on to the body. Even though I've roughed things in, because you guys know I likes it rough, I still have not worked out certain areas, and you'll see me struggling. Like right here, I haven't worked out the back. Fine. You want me to say it? I messed it up. Like this right here, I've messed up. See, in that case, I would take an eraser and erase. But I don't have an eraser, and this pencil doesn't erase. You're like, well, that was dumb. Hey, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. I'm just talking about drawing. And we can dig it. Those of you who don't know, that was a Shaft reference. You're welcome. Because I'm just talking about Shaft. Who is the man? Risk his life for a fellow man. Shaft. Right on. If you don't know who Shaft is, look it up. A little bit of 1970s action. I am, of course, not a 70s child. I am a 80s boy. Born in the 80s. Actually, I wasn't born in the 80s. Grew up in the 80s. Born in the 70s. Grew up in the 80s. So all this Stranger Things. Oh, Stranger Things. It's so fun. So new. I'm like, did it. Rode my bike around just like they did. Played D&D just like they did. All the 80s reference. All of it. Did it! Okay, this needs to go down. It comes back up. It's here. And that leg comes up. Comes around. This leg comes down. Comes around. Go ahead and draw through that. Draw through that. Yeah. So I grew up in a very rural, I love saying that word, rural. It's actually hard to say. Rural. It's fine. It's hard to say. What can I say? I have problems sometimes. Don't judge me. What was I saying? Oh, I grew up in a very rural part of Louisiana, and I've talked about this before. So I got exposed to a myriad of different dialects because if those of you who live in Louisiana, yeah, the Cajun dialect, very hard to understand, mixed between French and English with a lot of twang. Not Texan, not Appalachian, Cajun. Yeah. So one of the words that really stood out was here, which you and I know, here. Very simple, H-E-R-E. They pronounce it here. Go here. Go. See, and two, with their consonants, they'll merge some of the consonants like they're impatient. Go here. Fascinating. You get used to it. And two, they don't have counties. They have parishes because probably with regards to the Catholic Church, of course, France. Oh, here. Get on here. Get back on here now. So I got to hear that my entire youth. And I remember, since I was in a very rural part, since we lived in the country, it was very, very prevalent in the vernacular. Pluto! I did mess up the head a skosh. This isn't bad, but up here I did mess it up quite a bit. I think this is a little bit too long. And his tongue. I'm going to watch the length of his tongue. But overall, I think we did okay. Pluto, running through the grass. Pluto, he's got a tight-looking paw structure right here. Looks really good. Has some shadows. Maybe shade that in. You need to get your mind out of the gutter! Out of the gutter! La 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 la. Get a little bit of shadow right there. Shadow shape right here. Yeah. I think we did okay today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and share. I need to get the video watches up above 20. Up above 50. Above 500. Above 1,000. Wouldn't it be incredible if I did YouTube full time? I don't know if I could do it. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure if I could do it, son. Put all my eggs in one basket. I just don't know. So, hopefully you enjoyed. Like I said, like and subscribe, please. And we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow. I love you tomorrow. Just another day away. Okay, I need to go down. That head needs to go back, so I messed it up. I'm sorry. Alright. Finished. Not perfect. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.